Well, as we move into 2024, what will our theme be? A wonderful team of people at the CAC have been engaging with that question in community over several months. And I've been invited to share with you all what our theme for 2024 will be: radical resilience. Now, each of those words is important. The word radical means going to the root, going to the depths, going beneath the surface. Of course, that's what the contemplative tradition and the prophetic path are really about. Not stopping with slogans and cliches and easy answers and superficial talking points. But in fact, that's what contemplation really is. It's paying deep attention to the deep dimensions of life. So radical resilience means radical deep attention to the deepest roots of resilience. Now, resilience is the capacity to withstand and recover from hardship or difficulty. It has to do with the ability to spring back into shape after you've been beaten down or knocked over or bent over. Now, I live in Florida, famous for many things, including hurricanes. And I'm a lover of trees. Many of our trees in Florida survive hurricanes by being flexible. They're able to bend an amazing amount and then spring back into shape. One of my favorite trees has a slightly different strategy. It's called the gumbo limbo tree. And the way it survives a hurricane is when the winds start to blow, it just lets branches break off. It knows that if you can keep the trunk solid and stable, and if you don't get overturned by the wind, that you can bounce back after the storm. And that's what the gumbo limbo tree does. It travels light through the storm. It lets go everything that's not necessary to focus on what really is essential for life. Why did we choose this theme of radical resilience for 2024? Well, it relates to our theme for 2023. Last year, Richard introduced the theme for 2023, which was the prophetic path. He talked about the prophetic path as a journey toward maturity and perfection that welcome and accept immaturity and imperfection. One of my favorite sayings of Richard's is that the steps toward maturity are necessarily immature. The prophets are so different from mere experts or pundits or politicians. They are insiders who love a community enough to critique it in love. They don't simply defend the community they love. They love it way too much for that. But neither do they attack it from the outside mercilessly and seize upon every imperfection to shame it and hurt it. They critique with love from the edge of the inside, as Richard often says. I've been reading a brilliant book lately from a Choctaw elder and retired Episcopal bishop named Stephen Charleston. This is from his brand new book, We Survived the End of the World. Listen to this. Prophets do not arise out of a vacuum. They are part of the apocalyptic process. They appear first as an early warning system within any culture. They serve as teachers to instruct people about what to do to end the suffering and alter the course of destruction. Finally, they are mystics who describe the future and guide people to find it within themselves. They ground their prophecy in the bedrock of spiritual traditions of their people. They reinterpret ancient teachings and remind people of old promises. Prophets are immersed in their tradition, even as they talk about how that tradition will need to change to meet new apocalyptic challenges. I love that phrase. Prophets are an early warning system that arise within any culture at risk. If we're going to help people take wise action and imagine a better future beyond coming troubles, then we will have to help people find that future, that better future within themselves so they can live that better future out into the world. And that's what we hope to do together in 2024. We know that we are in hard and dangerous times. We as a global civilization are living destructively with our planet. We're living dangerously and divisively with one another. And we're living often delusionally within ourselves. So this year, we are going to seek to explore together radical resilience so we can become thermostats rather than thermometers in our world, setting the temperature, setting an example of contemplative depth and wisdom and love and peace, rather than just sinking into the fury and fear and denial and despair of so many in our times. Welcome, brothers, sisters, friends, to a year of radical resilience.